All right, welcome to packing up RealCare Baby for summer vacation. Right now, babies are, you've probably had a pretty busy year with COVID and everything. So hopefully you, especially you and these babies are coming up for a well-deserved break. So first thing you want to do, little presentation webinar, the overview here, preparing RealCare Baby for summer. This is what we'll be covering today: organizing programming, the program and storage, online resources, promotions, and how to contact Realityworks. So to begin, preparing RealCare program for the summer. The first thing you want to do is to prepare the baby. I would recommend cleaning the baby. First, remove all the clothing, and the very next slide will cover how to wash the clothing, but first disinfect the baby. Especially with concerns of COVID and everything right now, you want to disinfect the baby. Use a disinfectant wipe or a rubbing alcohol solution that contains 60% alcohol content or greater. A 60% alcohol content or greater is an antimicrobial, which will kill 99.99% of germs within 10 to 30 seconds. And that includes killing COVID. Make sure this disinfectant wipe contains no bleach, but gently wipe down the baby from head to toe, front and back, and then just let it air dry for about 30 minutes. And then you can bag it up and put the baby away, but that's the best way to disinfect the baby's vinyl. You can also use that same disinfectant wipe and the rubbing alcohol to wipe down the bottles, to wipe down the IDs. If you have car seats, you can wipe down the hard plastic of the car seat. And then again, just let them air dry. Now for general cleaning of the baby, getting off any dirt and grime, there's many different types of products you can use, but just listing a couple here. You have the Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. That's a good one at just getting off general dirt, grime off the babies, cleans them up nicely. The Goop Hand Cleaner is another good one as well. There are many other different recommendations that you could try, but like the Goop Hand Cleaner, it's got that little orange pumice to it, which acts as an exfoliant. And use a green kitchen scrubby, and you can scrub away at the vinyl, get a little good lather on that, and then you can wipe it off with a damp cloth. That's really good at getting rid of just general dirt and grime. It also has a nice citrus smell, so that helps with the smell of the baby. Now, if you have like ink and dye on the babies, that is it's very difficult to remove ink and dye from a vinyl product because of the porous nature of the vinyl. We have not found an effective product to remove ink from the vinyl, but there is a recommendation that we do have that you can try. Get like a acne cream that has 10% benzyl peroxide, like your Stridex or your Clearasil, and then dab that on the stained area, and then leave the baby in a windowsill so it's exposed to daylight. Doesn't have to be direct sunlight, that's great, but daylight works best, and let it sit there for a couple of days. Wipe away the stained area. If you still have some ink on the body, try another application. Again, let it sit for a few days, wipe away, and see if that has helped reduce the ink or dye stain. Now, this link right here, the cleaning suggestion document, is also available on our website. If you were to go to this link and then click the plus next to how do I set up, clean, and store my product, you will be able to pull up that document along with a bunch of other different cleaning suggestions for the baby. So after you've had a chance to disinfect and wipe the baby, clean the clothing. All of the clothing for the baby can be machine washed. So the clothing, the outfits, the diapers, they can all be washed. Use cold, gentle cycle. Line dry is best because it just prevents the wear and tear from, tumbling up and down in a dryer. But if you do use a dryer, which is fine, you want to make sure that the dryer is set to low or air fluff. Anything warmer than that, and that could damage the sensors that are inside of the clothing, especially the diapers. So again, the clothing, machine wash, cold, gentle cycle. Line dry is the best, but if you're kind of pressed for time, or you can always use the dryer. Again, make sure it is set to low or to air fluff. After you've had a chance to clean up the baby, disinfect it, and wash the clothing, what you want to do next is to charge the baby. So before baby goes into storage, fully charge the batteries, which will take roughly 4 to 6 hours. Overnight is fine. So if you're at the end of the day and you just had a chance to plug it in, okay, go ahead, leave it plugged in overnight, unplug the baby in the morning, and then you can unplug it and put the baby into storage. Now, when in storage, when not in use, the batteries will trickle drain dead. They will go dead in a week or less. Now, when the baby is gradually losing its power, it's not going to be uncommon if you hear the baby make kind of a steady popping or clicking sound. That's really common because that could be just the batteries giving out. Now, that could last anywhere from a few minutes to a couple of hours. So if the baby has been unplugged, you're coming up on a week, and you hear the baby's making a little ticking or popping sound, and that is normal. That is just the batteries giving out. Just let it be, that it will eventually stop. Now, once every 3 months, and this is not just true for our product, but for any rechargeable product, you do want to maintain the life of the batteries, and any rechargeable product, when it's not going to be in use for long periods of time, should receive a charge about once every 3 months. So end of May, plug the babies into the charger, give them a full charge, let them charge up again 4 to 6 hours, or overnight is fine, and then put into storage. And then 3 months later, like September, take the baby out of storage and charge it again. If you have one of those programs so the baby is used only, like one time a year or one semester a year, and let's say it's January, for example, so you're done with this babies, you're not going to touch the baby until January. Well, charge it up now, and then in September, take it out of storage, charge it up again, and then come, December, take it out of storage and charge it up again. Never ever leave a rechargeable product for long periods of time without giving a charge. That could diminish the baby's ability to hold the charge. And if that were to happen, you've got it charged up, you unplug it, all lights go out. First thing you want to do is contact product support, and there's going to be a few things that we can do with you over the phone to see if we can help revive the batteries. So again, full charge, put into storage once every 3 months, take it out of storage, and give it another charge. Do not leave babies plugged in for extended periods of time. So if you have it plugged in, don't forget to unplug it before you go away for summer break. Leaving the baby plugged into the charger, we don't recommend it for longer than a couple weeks to a month. Now, it's not going to kill the battery outright, but it could degrade the batteries faster, where it cannot hold the charge for as long as it used to. Organize the program and the storage. So now that you've cleaned the baby and that you've washed the clothing and you've had a chance to charge up the batteries, to store the baby, put it in a plastic bag. That's probably the most important part right there when it's in storage, because you're not going to be seeing the baby for a few months. Having the baby in a plastic bag is going to not only protect the vinyl, it's also going to protect the electronics, because when the baby's in storage, especially if you're in a school or an organization that during the summertime goes through a lot of maintenance, because I know a lot of schools at this time during the summer, they're going to go through some deep cleaning, they're going to go through some renovations or rebuilding, and that can kick up a lot of dust and particles in the air. And you want to protect the vinyl and the general electronics of the baby. So having the baby in a plastic bag is going to protect the vinyl. If you have the boxes that the babies came in, great, use that. Other slides here will have some other ideas that you can use to store the babies in. But optimal conditions are to be indoors and in a cool, dry place. Now, if you have a circumstance where you cannot store the baby in a uh, controlled environment. Let's say you only have a shed. That's okay. When you take the babies out and you put it, when you take the baby out of the storage, what you want to do is to let it sit for about a good day to adjust to the new temperature before you start charging it. Extreme changes in temperature can cause the baby to develop condensation inside the body. So allowing the baby to charge up for a good day is enough to adjust, dry up, and then you can start charging the baby again. Now, if you have the 20 baby storage cart or the 5 baby case, perfect. Go ahead and use those. I still recommend that you put the baby in a plastic bag when it's in one of these storage, either it's in the bag or if it's in the storage case or in the cart. And then also make sure they are unplugged from the charger. Don't leave the plug that's inside the case or the cart plugged into the baby, because that could bend the wires for that long period of time. So make sure they're unplugged from the baby. Baby in the plastic bag, and then you certainly can use those to store the babies over the summertime. Now, some other ideas that we have from educators, you can use storage totes to keep your babies and the accessories inside of them. Otherwise, what you can do are other little bins where you can just completely separate. Okay, these are the clothes, these are the chargers, these are the IDs and bottles and everything. So otherwise you can organize them. So it's like, this belongs with this baby and this belongs with that baby. Find out what works best for you. But if you can get totes, and that way, like one tote per baby, you keep all the accessories inside of them with that, and then a nice storage place for them, whatever actually just works for you. But these are a few ideas from the educators. And make an inventory before you leave for the school year. Get a, or if you mentioned about the bags, if you have like garbage bags, some people ask, can I use a garbage bag to put the baby in? Yes, that's fine. Any kind of bag big enough to fit the baby is fine. As long as there is not a print, an ink print that can get on the vinyl, you can use any bag that you have to put the baby, protect the vinyl with. But before you go and you've had the babies charged, cleaned, and you're ready to store them up, take an inventory of what items you have, maybe even take photos. So it's a good idea to know, okay, I have this many chargers, I have this many articles of clothing, I have this many bottles, and also that communication device that you have, whether it's the green X stick or the blue Compod, that device right there, it doesn't contain any software, but it is essential that is the device that sends the data from the computer to the babies. So you need to make sure that that is in a safe place, because you will need that come the fall when you're ready to program your babies. So make sure you have a list. Okay, these are the number of charges I have. These are the number of outfits and sleepers and IDs and bottles. Maybe even take some photos so that you know of what items you have when you pull them out of storage. And then come the fall, just kind of check everything off to make sure you've got everything that you had when you left for the school year. You can also, this link right here, you can purchase additional supplies. You can order additional bottles and bottle caps and clothing and car seats and car seat covers and instructor key and wristbands and all those things. So get an idea of, okay, this is what I've got, but this is what I'm going to need to have when I come back in the fall. And you can order the supplies from our website or contact account services when you are ready to come back and get going again in the fall. Online resources. This one right here, this is a very, this link right here takes you to our main RealCare Baby and Control Center webpage. Bookmark this page. This is going to be a very important page for you, especially when you come back in the fall. Many times, and I say most instructors, when they come back in the fall, you're either going to get a brand new computer or your computer techs are going to wipe your computer clean, and you'll find that your control center software is no longer on your computer. So there's a very, very good chance that come the fall, you may need to download a new the control center back to your computer. This link right here will take you to the software downloads. Click that link, and then you can click on the box for Windows or Mac, and you can install a fresh version to your computer. Now, most instructors do need their computer techs to do the install, so there's a chance you might have to forward that link to your computer techs. If you're getting a new computer, if your computer techs say, hey, we're getting you a new Chromebook, let them know that the control center software cannot be used on a Chromebook. It can only be used on Windows and Mac computers. Also, on this same link, there are many different guides and how-to documents. One, you will find the Control Center Help Guide. So that is the operating handbook for the Control Center software. So going to this link, you can download a fresh version of that help guide to your computer so that you can access that enough times as you need throughout the rest of the school year. There's also many videos and other documents. We have lots of how-to documents and many how-to videos. So you come back in the fall and you're like, I forgot how to add the babies. There's a video on how to add the babies. There's even a video on how to run your demos and program a simulation, retrieve report. All of those are right there on this very handy website. And also you have the participant care video, and that's the video that the students would watch. So bookmarking this link right here will be an essential part to keeping your program up and running the next school year. So you can access that again for all those different guides and downloads for the control center and videos for you and the student. So we have our RealCare COVID-19 resources. On this link, you will find additional webinars, free lesson plans, guides and curriculum, and on-demand professional opportunities. So going to that link, let's say you are missing the curriculum for the babies, you can actually access this and find the curriculum for the babies and some other programs that you might have as well. Professional development opportunities. We have subject matters that created on-demand presentations to fit various organizational needs. They include 40-minute online presentation as well as certificates of completions for participation. Even some free lesson plans, not just related to the babies, but for other programs that you might teach with our products. These are available right on this link. So bookmark this so you can access this as often as you need. Additional resources, we have the Realityworks blog, our addition again here for webinars. You can access all of the archived webinars we've had for the past for not just baby, but for any of the other programs that we have. And if you like us on Facebook or even follow us on Twitter, you can learn more about our different products and industry happenings and other comments. You may even find some tips right there from other instructors that have used the babies before in the past and find some things you're like, hey, I like that idea. I think I'm going to follow that with the going forward. And some brand new additional resources. These links right here for the classroom ideas. Going to this link, you'll find free resources to help you engage your students and tech in demand skills. We have use the guides, lesson ideas, blogs, and webinars on this page to engage your students in career exploration, skill development opportunities related to CTE, STEM, and general education. And these resources are also a great introduction to most of our popular training tools. So clicking on that link, for example, there's a resource for implementing CTE programs for the FCS program implementation. A brand new one as well is the RealCare Baby implementation page, that one right there. resources for starting a RealCare program, learning how to create a 21st century early childhood education program while learning with aids, with learning aids like RealCare Baby, and how you can encourage your students to help them develop important career skills and life skills. Very handy page, brand new one that we just came out with. I think that you like that. And there's also in that same location, you have the RealCare Baby program implementation guide download as well. Also, finally, free posters. Clicking with that link, not only are there posters for CTE, but agriculture, career and technical education, child abuse prevention, hydroponics. Going to that page, you can register and access all the different free posters and infographics that we have. Now, the promotions we have still going on are always, just like always, trade in your old babies for the new RealCare Baby 3, for the RealCare Baby 3. We take all versions, even if they're broken or if they're missing parts or missing limbs. You know, if you look at the back of the baby and if it says RealCare 2, RealCare 2 Plus, Beginner Care Baby, or really doesn't say anything, or has this box that you pull out of the baby's back, or you program it with a handheld device, we trade in, we accept any baby regardless of the condition that it's in. It's a $50 trade-in credit for one of the new simulators. Going to this link right here will help you access to get a quote for a trade-in. Otherwise, you can contact our account services and they can go over the trade-in program with you. All of the babies that are received for trade-in, they are recycled. All the parts, all the vinyl sent to recycling. Same thing with the electronic components. We do take those apart and they are sent to a specific recycler. So none of them ever go back into the market, but they are fully recycled. We have the save 10% on the geriatric training tools. If you're interested in this new program, right here, we have the geriatric simulator, the hemiplegia simulator, geriatric sensory impairment kit, the geriatric foot care model, geriatric medication management simulation kit, the geriatric skin condition simulation set, geriatric experience workbook, and the geriatric nursing mannequin. This expires at the end of June. So clicking this link right here, where you can find out more information about the 10% off the geriatric training tools, or contact our account services and they can go into more detail with you. And that leads into our last question part right here, is how to contact RealityWorks. Best way, go to www.realityworks.com and we have a new chat feature, bottom right corner. You can click on the chat icon and access for account services if you have questions about making a purchase, or if you can contact product support for assistance with your babies, with your program, or if you're looking to check on the status of an order. Otherwise, email information at realityworks.com for just general questions, but for products that you have that you need assistance with, you can contact us, product support at realityworks.com. Again, the more detail you can give to us, the best way we can assist you with a reply, or calling us at 800-830-1416. Option 1 will take you to account services where you can place an order, or option 2 for product support. Our hours are 8 o'clock a.m. until 5 o'clock p.m. Central Time, Monday through Friday. And that is also the same times for our chat. So we still have some time left in the training here. I'd like to ask if you have any questions at this moment right now. Looking at some of the questions we previously had, can I store them in the rolling storage cart, and should they be bagged in there as well? Yes, did mention that earlier, but yes, absolutely. Keep them in the storage cart or in the case for the babies. And then, but yes, still keep them in a plastic bag, because again, floating particles and everything, you don't want that to get on the baby or in the baby. So having them in a plastic bag will protect the vinyl. Let's see, there was, where can you purchase bags large enough to store the babies? A general garbage bag works just fine. Again, as long as it doesn't have an ink print that can get on the vinyl, any bag will be just fine, that you can keep the babies in. So yes, if you have Glad garbage bags, that'll work perfectly fine to protect the vinyl. There's a question about will anybody will have access to the webinar later? Yes, you will have access to this webinar. This webinar, again, is being recorded. Anybody who is on the webinar here will receive an email with a link to today's webinar. It will also be available in the archives. So if you ever lose that link, you can always access the webinar by going to our realityworks.com, type in webinars at our little search window at the top right, and then you can access all of our archived webinars, including this one, which usually shows up within a few weeks after the presentation. So I haven't had any more questions, but if any do come up, you're also welcome to send your questions to productsupport@realityworks.com, or you could access through the chat, www.realityworks.com. Click on the chat icon at the bottom right corner, and we'll be happy to assist you. So want to thank you all for the great job that all the instructors have done through this very, very challenging year. Hopefully next year, things are a little bit more back to normal. But again, thank you for the hard work that all of you have done, and enjoy a well-deserved summer break, and all the best to everyone, and healthy, happy summer, and we'll see you in the fall.